Janet Eason has posted a picture of John. He passed away 7 years ago now, and he was her first love, and they managed to stay together every so often. Then they lost touch for quite some time, and all of a sudden it was like something hit her in the chest, and his name jumped into her head, and so she googled his name, John, and then the first thing that came up was a picture of his tombstone, and basically she was devastated, which is an understatement, isn't it, really, there, Janet? So really she's just wondering if anybody senses a message he might have for her. So I know what we'll do. We'll ask him, see if he's got a message. For this one, we'll use these mediumship cards. Each card has like a pre-written sentence on it, a message. You call them message conversation cards. And I call them a phrase book from the other side. So when we shuffle the cards, we naturally, of course, shuffle them, and then Spirit manipulates them and puts the messages in the particular order that they want to convey. And in this case, the Spirit is John, isn't it? So for that, we must invite John to our sitting, mustn't we, Janet? So as we shuffle the cards there, we just simply ask, Spirit of John, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, John, through these cards and move among us. Have you a message for Janet? I ask, Spirit of John, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, John, through these cards and move among us. Spirit of John, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, John, through these cards and move among us. Blessed be to John and all absent friends. Now we just cut the deck. Where it splits is where John is thought to have left his message, because it's at its most energetic point there, isn't it, the deck? And of course, as it splits and he places his energy, of course we cut the deck and place the top underneath. So effectively the centre of the deck is on top now, isn't it? Where John is. And this is where now John has joined us. And because he's joined us, John, I'd like to thank you for your presence. I'd like to thank you for your time, and I'd like to thank you for your energy. And most of all, I'd like to thank you for the message that you've brought for Janet, your friend there. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull out 3 cards, and we'll just see what you've got to say. I suppose you could say it's like a beginning, middle and end of a statement, isn't it? With it like being 3 sentences or 3 parts of a message. So the first card we pull out there, we'll just flip nice and slowly, and then we'll just see what is going on there. Okay then, Janet. John wants to just say to you that it is beautiful where I am, Janet. It's beautiful where I am. That's what he's saying to you. And you know something, Janet? since I knew you, it makes it even better. Makes it even better because that's one of the things that makes it beautiful, because of you, and that's a nice thing, isn't it, John, to say, really. It's beautiful where I am, not beautiful where I was or whatever, but this is what we're on about now, aren't we, John? This is where you are now, and that's a good place to be, isn't it? I want to pull out the next card here, John. I want just to see what else you've got to say to Janet. I just want to we'll just flip it again, nice and slow, not to disturb the energy there. And he's just saying that I was met by so many loving people, Janet. I know that I've got your love and I love you and that, but I was met by so many loving people. There are loving people over here as well as over there. So it looks like I'm lucky. And I want to tell you, Janet, that I'm lucky that, yes, you saw me tombstone, but I'm lucky. I'm lucky to die, Janet. That makes me lucky, because some people will never be born, Janet. And just think what would have happened if that had happened to me. I'd have never been born, and I'd have never met you. But I was met by loving people here when I came over to that beautiful place that I'm in is because of those loving people, and you're one of them, Janet. That's what he's saying. That's what I'm getting, as though he's saying. I just want to flip this next card here, and this is an interesting one, isn't it? It's just saying there. I had to leave that way. That's all it was. I know that you discovered sometime later, and you had to Google it, and you found things, and you discovered what you did. But I had to leave that way. Maybe I got a funny feeling as though he's a sort of sense as though he's saying, I think it's the best way, really, because then you wouldn't. Say you'd suffered, for example. I hope you didn't suffer there, John, but it didn't make any difference, really. But say you suffered, you wouldn't have to worry about the suffering that he'd gone through, and you wouldn't have to worry about all that. I had to leave that way, Janet. That's the way things are, but knowing that I loved you and the fact that I'm in a beautiful place because of it, and much better than beautiful in a way, I suppose, isn't it, John? Since you knew Janet, but the fact of the matter is, you had to leave that way. That's just the way things were. Why did that happen? And that's the question, isn't it? But that's the answer, isn't it? It that's just how it had to be. Any other way, and it may have caused, like we say, it could have caused trauma or upset or whatever. But either way, the fact that we know now, that's the main thing, isn't it, John? And I'll leave John's love with you there, if you don't mind, Janet. But I think that's a brilliant message, that, isn't it? Don't you think? So with that, John, that love that you've got for Janet, and the love that Janet's got for you, well, just gather your cards up now, your message there that you've left. Thanks for that message, John. Thanks very much. We're so grateful for that, aren't we, Janet? And that love that you've got for each other, that love is the law. That love is the bond. Merry did we meet. Merry do we now part, John. And John, merry may we meet again. But for now, we just place the rest of the deck on top of John's cards, on top of his message. And thank you, John, farewell, until next time. We say blessed be to John and all absent friends.